I'm going to teach you how to be the best shotgun user you're capable of being in Battlefield 6, going through a complete set of tips and tricks ranging from simple and obvious to the more advanced and tactical. I'm GetGoodGuy, and this is how to shotgun. Not all shotguns are created equal. You need to pick the right shotgun for you, and there are currently 3 unique options, each catering to a different playstyle. You've got the pump action M87A1 for high damage but slow fire rate, the semi-auto M1014 for lower damage but higher fire rate, and the 18.5 KSK for even lower damage but mega spammable semi-auto firing. Each one excels in different scenarios and for different playstyles and server requirements, which we'll come to later. So before you even deploy, think about your role. Are you an objective defender, covering both tight spaces and some longer sightlines? Are you an aggressive pusher, clearing rooms and corridors? Or a versatile roamer who just wants to be able to fire off a ton of rounds whenever you see anything appear in front of you? Also, experiment with ammo types. Fléchette rounds provide improved penetration for higher damage to soldiers behind the initial target, and slug rounds turn your shotgun into a pseudo DMR essentially, high risk, high reward. I don't tend to use those because it's not what I want from my shotgun, but maybe you'll connect with them, especially if you've got the added precision of using mouse and keyboard. Now, are you running your shotgun as a primary on engineer, support, or recon, or as a gadget on assault? You don't just have to use the assault for the shotgun, remember, even though many people are. If you want to use another class for those gadgets that suit you, then do so. For example, being a shotgunner that can then heal themselves on command with support and use smoke, not a bad idea for some players. Overall, building experience and developing knowledge of your weapon's effective range, reload time, and recoil pattern through practice will help you to make confident decisions in fights, regardless of what you select. And if you want my take on this first tip, I love the 18.5 KSK, and I sometimes actually now struggle with the other 2 options. There's a stream out there somewhere of me having a horrible time with these 2 due to their current weaknesses versus other weapons and connection problems, which we'll come back to later. Now, if you think this is a good start, I'd be very pleased to see my subscriber count tick upwards because you join this awesome community by hitting the sub button as I aim for 100k subs finally, and you'll be more likely to see my content like this in your feed, so thanks, it's great to have you. Map knowledge is vital. Battlefield maps have zones of engagement, some wide open, although not many in BF6 right now admittedly, and then others perfect for close quarters combat. Shotgun users thrive when they can dictate the fight. Learn the flow routes of every map, the hot zones, the commonly utilized camping spots, etc. Which corridors or tunnels lead directly to objectives? Which rooftops or interiors allow you to flank without being spotted by snipers? Which walls can you knock down or blow up in order to get into confined spaces to blast the enemy away? With some guns, such as assault rifles, carbines, and arguably SMGs right now, you can kind of just go anywhere you want without any real thought. Doing that with a shotgun is going to get you killed and you lose the whole purpose of using one. The advantage it gives you in a situation when you, the enemy, or both have little time to react. A successful pull or 2 of the trigger on a shotgun can take full advantage here. If you're going to find yourself running across open grass on a regular basis, you're doing it wrong or you're picking the wrong gun. You build up all of this knowledge via playtime, but not just playing, it's engaged playtime. Using your brain, taking in the areas you have success with for this specific weapon type and the successful routes between them. A great tip is to use the minimap not just to see the enemies, but to predict where the fight will migrate to, based on the layout of your team and the enemy team. And if your team caps a sector, a flag, or any kind of objective, look where the enemies are spawning next or looking to move to. That's where you move to, or rather, that's where you're looking to cut them off with your close range dominant weapon. Also, memorize cover objects, pillars, boxes, walls, and corners. You'll use these to break sightlines and close the distance. Good shotgun players don't run in straight lines, they weave, slide, and appear from unexpected cover. And failing that, remember you can run a shotgun on any class these days. So support has a smoke grenade, as I alluded to earlier, for on-demand obstruction of the enemy view as you look to move up. Area patrolling. When you see me in these clips patrolling a small zone, it might look like I'm just running around and getting lucky, but it's methodical. Area control is the backbone of close quarters domination. Choose a location that benefits your shotgun. Maybe an alley near an objective, a building entrance, or a set of stairwells. Clear the area, then hold it. Don't just sprint away after a few kills if it looks like it's still going to be an area area of importance. The enemy will probably return for revenge at some point, or to try to get that area, let them and you'll be waiting. Rotate your holding angles, crouch behind new cover, peek from different doorways. The goal is to keep enemies uncertain whilst you maintain your dominance. This is a key difference between camping and holding territory. Defending a space with a weapon that benefits you. The more comfortable you become in these areas, the better you can use them throughout your BF6 career. Connection optimization. Connection is king in an FPS game. It's especially important when using a gun that relies so much upon each blast actually landing, or it's pointless using that kind of weapon. Here's a key example from my own play.
I mean, dude. There's no... I honest to God think if that guy dies in the first or second blast, I can kill 2 or 3 people there.
So while BF6 does currently have netcode issues, you can at least try to ensure that your connection isn't causing you problems. And that's where Exit Lag comes in today, a service that also sponsors today's video, but fits this tip perfectly. This is a service that helps to optimize ping, to give you the most reliable experience when it comes to the connection factors that you can control. It does this via a bunch of features such as AI routing technology and diagnostic centers to find the best path for your data in real time to optimize your ping as much as possible. It can send your data via 4 paths at once, so if one starts to lag, you have the others to keep you stable. They have over 1,000 servers across 5 continents for more than 2,000 games. You just turn on a seamless connection to reduce ping and lag. To showcase this wide breadth of games it can work with, I even went back to an older Battlefield, BF5, synced it up with Exit Lag, and it selected a Dublin server for me with around 21 millisecond ping, easy as that. Obviously playing on bad ping is going to cause you problems. Anyone from a less populated region for BF6 or Battlefield in general will be able to tell you that, and with BF6 matchmaking not having a traditional server browser, Exit Lag can help you to avoid the usual pain points of being thrown into lobbies that simply don't feel good, especially if you're one of those players in a region that struggles with this, and I've come across lots of you in my stream before. The setup is quick and easy. You hit the link below, create an account, install the app, pick your game and select optimize. You get a 3-day free trial with a new account, and for their Black Friday warm-up, they're offering 50% off an annual plan for solo, duo or squad plan if you sign up via the link in the description or pin comment, or you can use the QR code on screen, all exclusive for new subscriptions. Feel free to give it a go and see if it helps your ping in BF6 for better shotgun play and better play overall. Flanking and creativity. Flanking is shotgun 101, but the best players treat it like an art form. Most players use the same flanking paths, side streets, tunnels or back doors. Mix it up, jump through windows, vault over barricades, use the zip lines, or use destruction to create new entry points. Here's an underrated trick. Watch your team's movement on the minimap, as I kind of alluded to earlier, but if your squad is pushing frontally, swing wide around them. I do this all the time with many different weapons, to be honest. Enemies will face your teammates, giving you perfect side shots. Combine this with movement unpredictability. Don't sprint in constantly, use slides, pause to listen or jump a corner. Your erratic pattern makes you harder to pre-aim and track. Remember, every time you flank successfully, the enemy team wastes a little bit of time and a little bit of mental capacity checking behind them and thinking about where you are. That psychological pressure over a long period of time gives your entire squad an advantage. Sound awareness. Let's talk audio cues. Footsteps, revives, reloads, zip lines. Learn these subtle cues so you can identify not just where someone is, but what they're doing and when to push. I have a short here to show you which displays the thought process in real time, albeit without a shotgun, but the practices remain the same.
Will they hear this? Saw his claymore. They might come and look for me, maybe? If I walk up those stairs, they're just going to shoot me all in one go. I heard this guy come up. Okay, it's been a while. I was going to say it's been a while, they might not be looking for me. Never mind. Listen for the revive. That's how we do it, baby boy. Gotta listen for those audio cues. Gotta listen for those audio cues, baby boy. And that's how we clear a rooftop, everybody.
So when defending, stay still for a second or two when it suits you. That silence lets you hear approaching enemies before you reach them. A good headset is obviously very beneficial for this one. It makes it easier to track 3D sounds. So remember, overall, shotgun players live or die by reaction time. Hearing the enemy first means shooting first. Combining that with seeing them first on the minimap, and you got a big advantage that you didn't have before you started thinking about these things and just blindly running around. Baiting the enemy. Baiting is one of the most underused strategies in Battlefield. If you've damaged an enemy and they're chasing you, or they saw you and you run past as if you didn't see them, you can then pull back around a corner and turn to engage them once you've broken the sight line, or simply draw enemies into or wait for them to enter spaces that suit you better. You can also use sound as bait if you want, a shot, a reload, etc. get them to come in towards you. If you wanted, you could try this in a battle royale, maybe it would be better there than the multiplayer. Either way, an advanced version would be fake retreating, as if you feel like you're losing the gunfight, and then circle back around, even using an alternate route if you want, follow the trail and blast them away. Choosing the right engagements. Choosing your battles separates the good from the great. Always evaluate before pushing. How many do we think are in there? Do you have teammates nearby? How open is the room or hallway? What's my exit route if I need it? Is it worth the risk for this moment? Is the potential reward there if the area doesn't suit my shotgun? Or is it more sensible to preserve my life and move on? When you enter a room, you don't have to run into the center. You can hug a wall so you can minimize your exposure, and so many other little things that all add up. You can't always see them in the gameplay I'm showing, but over time, they're all in there at different points, so I'm not just moving forwards and pulling the trigger. In Battlefield, that's not enough. Closing the gap, the ultimate shotgun skill this is, and this is again movement based, a lot of it. You can have the perfect aim and map knowledge, but if you can't reach your opponent alive, it doesn't matter. To close the distance effectively, use the aforementioned zigzag routes and cover chains. Move from cover to cover, keeping yourself in partial cover whenever possible. The slide and jump can also be very effective. You can chain those things together. If the map offers elevation, drop down from above or climb up from behind. Verticality is your friend. People rarely expect a shotgun user to appear from above. Combine this with throwables, a flash or smoke grenade, before a push, blinds or disorients the enemy, giving you those extra seconds to get close enough for the kill, and once you're in range, commit. Hesitation gets you killed, especially with a shotgun. Be decisive, and a lot of the time, timing is everything. If your moment to move comes up, take it before the enemy can take stock of what's happening. When you're not used to this, you're gonna get it wrong sometimes, and that's fine. You have to learn sometimes. Playing with a shotgun a lot will naturally help you to ascertain that skill until it becomes second nature. Know your weaknesses. After all this, you can only do the best you can do with what the game allows. I personally think this is the worst experience for a shotgun that I've seen in my time on Battlefield, so since BF1. Not because of the maps actually generally more shotgun friendly than we used to, but because of the weapon balance and the netcode. With the time to kill in this game being so fast, with a couple of SMGs acting almost as shotguns at very close range, with so many guns dropping players so quickly, and the netcode causing two perspectives to not line up, shotgunning is heavily punished a lot of the time. So while they can be effective, be aware of what you're up against. If the time to death doesn't line up with the TTK and you die before you get in your gun up, that sucks. It doesn't then really matter though if you have a shotgun or a potato in your hand. So play as optimally as you can, play in the right areas, do the best you can with the netcode, use the exit lag service if you want to improve your ping, and keep in mind how things change. The M87A1 was busted levels of good during the beta, but after a nerf, and with poor game performance, it often now lets me down, which is why I favour the very spammable 18.5 KSK right now. Metas and patches can change. Keep this and everything else I've said today in mind when running a shotgun. So, if you enjoyed this, giving the video a like would be awesome, and thanks for your subscription if you're giving it to me. Patreon is also in the description if you want to directly support the continuation of this content, and YouTube is now suggesting another video of mine to you that it thinks you'll like, and I'll see you over there.